All right, thank you for joining us today as we hear about our fantastic athletics program from our stellar athletes and one of our awesome coaches. I'm going to hand things over to Garrett Cobb, and he'll be with you for the rest of the session. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A, and we'll take them as they come. All right, Garrett, floor is yours.
Excellent. Thank you, Fran. Hope everyone's doing well today. Thank you for joining us for this Proudly Sage series. You're going to learn about Sage athletics today. But today is more about athletics, more than just about athletics. We're going to learn about the Sage student experience as an athlete here at Sage. We want to show you who we are, what we value, and why so many student athletes thrive here. Before I introduce the panel, athletics really does enhance the college experience. It's not just for student athletes, but also for regular students, faculty, family, and staff. Participation in athletics, excuse me, participation in athletics enhances leadership. It builds confidence, teaches accountability, and adds resilience to our athletes. So we're really about developing people, not just athletes here. So without further ado, our panel. First, we'll meet Chomper. He is our mascot. He's always at games, always around campus. Great guy. Doesn't talk too much, but it's always great to be in your corner. And our panel is Dylan Lawless, Anaya Kelly, Sophia Sanzo. We're going to meet these three right now. Dylan, why don't you get us started? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Can you hear me all right?
Sure can.
Perfect. Well, as you could probably see, my name is Dylan Lawless. I came to Russell Sage last year as a transfer student. Um, and I was already into track and field. I started up cross country for the first time at Sage, and I really liked it. I just really like our program.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit of, being part of Sage Athletics. What does that mean to you personally coming in as a transfer student?
Um, well, I was a little scared at first as a transfer student in particular, because I was worried there might already be like cliques, even within teams. Um, but luckily, like my team is super friendly. All the teams are super friendly. And I kind of just like fit right in. Um, like I bounce between cliques, and there's not even really cliques. Because we have, I would say we have like a pretty good sense of community. Like we all know each other. I'm friendly with plenty of people on other sports teams as well.
Great. Thanks. Let's go with Anaya. Anaya Kelly, tell us all about yourself. You're a multi-sport athlete, so tell us about that.
Hello, I'm Anaya Kelly. I major in sport and recreation management. I play volleyball, basketball, flag football. Just graduated this past week, um, getting my bachelor's. And sports has always been a part of my life, as being like a three-sport athlete.
Perfect. Anaya, tell us, when did you first realize Sage felt like the right fit for you?
I knew it when it was coming down to the recruitment process. The previous coach from the basketball team, she was really like keeping up to date with me, making sure I had all the right stuff, making sure that my roommate situation was handled. And then when I got on campus, the team made me feel very welcomed, and like everybody from this school made me feel very welcomed.
Speaking of feeling welcome, who was that first person that you met on campus when you arrived here with your family?
It was you, Coach Cobb.
I definitely felt made you feel welcome, right?
You sure did.
Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you guys decided to come. Obviously, you were a standout for us with not only two, but three sports this year, so we appreciate it. Sophia, you're up next. Tell us all about yourself.
Can you hear me all right?
Sure can.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Sophia Sanzo. Obviously, I'm on the women's soccer team. I'm about to go into my senior year. I'm a business administration major with a pre-law minor. I've also been involved with student government the last 2 years at Sage, and I'm also a transfer student. So I've been at Sage. This will be my third year coming up.
Very cool. Thanks, Sophia. What's been your favorite moment so far here at Sage as a Gator?
My favorite moment as a Gator is when we beat Houghton my first year at Sage. That was the first time that I really felt like I belonged at Sage, and our whole team really came together for that win. So it was a really fun night.
Was that the year we beat them with like 3 seconds left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one for sure. Absolutely. I don't think I introduced myself. Obviously, Fran gave me a little introduction. I am Garrett Cobb. I'm an assistant athletic director here. I've been the head coach for the women's soccer team for the past 10 years. I love being part of Sage community. I'm happy to go through with this whole experience with you guys today. So this is us. We are Russell Sage. Obviously, we compete in the Division III for the NCAA, proud institution. We are an Empire 8 Conference member. The Empire 8 Conference is a lot of upstate teams, a lot of Rochester-based teams, Western New York, and then we have a few over here on the east side of the state. Traditionally, the Empire 8 has a lot of top teams across all sports, finishing in the top 25 of the nation. So it's a very competitive conference. We have 22 varsity teams, and our latest is flag football that Anaya is part of. We're excited to see what they do as we move forward. Being in Division III, it allows our students to get the full college experience. It's not all athletes, all athletics all the time. You get to do a little bit of everything. You have that balance between academics, athletics, and your social life. So it's a nice thing, nice balance to have as we go through here. So, Anaya, question for you. What do you think makes Division III athletics special?
I think it's special because we play truly because we love the game. Even without like athletic scholarships, the level of passion, dedication, and competitiveness is still extremely high. We are balancing sports, academics, jobs, leadership opportunities, and personal responsibilities all at once, which takes a lot of discipline and commitment. It also allows us to focus on personal growth and academics while still competing at a high level.
Love that, Anaya. Love the game. It's definitely the type of people we want here at Sage. Now, I'm going to put you under the pressure here just so I can mess with all three of your coaches. Which game do you love the most?
Oh, I feel like I can't answer that.
All right. You can tell me later, all right?
All right.
Nice. Dylan, how competitive has your experience been here at Sage?
It's definitely been very competitive. I've been pushed every day by the athletes around me, and particularly our coaches too. They do a good job of keeping us really competitive. And I really had a great shot this year, and I ran with it.
Awesome. Great, Dylan. Yeah, it's great to have teammates that push you. That's, I'm thinking, a very important piece to having a successful career, whether it's Sage or somewhere else for sure. So, what surprised you most about the level of competition in college athletics?
What surprised me most coming from a Division I school was that, since, sort of like Anaya said, we choose to be at a D3 level and we choose to play the sport because we love it. And a lot of times that will make people go the extra mile. So I think that's what surprised me most. Also, that not only you're pushed to be a better player, but you're also pushed to be a better person every day.
Excellent. Yeah, that's what we want here for sure. So this is our mission at Russell Sage College. Our athletics, Russell Sage College athletics champions the student athlete experience as a model of empowerment grounded in a student first approach. We are dedicated to develop leaders who thrive in the classroom and competition. All right. We want our players, we want our student athletes to be prepared not only for time here at Sage, but we want them to be prepared for life after Sage. And that is our mission. That is our motto. That is what we want to get across to all of our student athletes. And I think we do a pretty good job with that. So, Soph, coming back to you, in what ways do you feel Sage supports you beyond athletics?
Beyond athletics, especially my junior year, Sage has supported me in many ways. I utilized the career center that we have on campus to actually obtain an internship that I start next week. So that's really exciting. And they've also just pushed me to be a better person, like I said, a better student, get more involved in the community on and off campus. So, yeah.
Excellent. Love that. Thanks. Anaya, how have you grown as leader since arriving here at Sage?
I've grown by learning how to communicate to each of my teammates and each of my coaches, and leading by example and also holding myself accountable because you can't hold others accountable if you don't hold yourself accountable.
Nice. Do you, I'm speaking about being accountable. Do like any of your coaches talk to you about being accountable and how to kind of grow into that at all?
Yes, especially Coach Branch. We've talked a lot about it because last year was a struggle for me of holding myself accountable for like things I've said or done. But this year it was a total different. It was a different flip.
Nice. Excellent. Shout out to Coach Branch getting married this weekend. So congrats to him. Dylan, can you share a moment where you felt empowered or supported by your coaches or teammates?
Yeah. I'm actually thinking of a really good one right now. This was during our conference meet. I think it was hosted at St. John Fisher. And I do the decathlon, so it wasn't necessarily one moment in particular, but it was across a 2 day span. Um, Whenever my athletes had, or not my athletes, my teammates and coaches, whenever they had downtime, um, their races were already over. I saw them there at the finish line, near the finish line, cheering me on because for me in particular, my events take all day, every day, and it's both like physically and mentally taxing. So it really helped a lot. I appreciate the support that they all gave me throughout those days.
Yeah, Dylan, it's great to have that community and track team, especially since you guys are kind of spread out with different events all over track and field, cross country, long distance, short distance sprints, all that stuff. For all you guys to come together, that's great. Love to hear that. So this is our vision in the athletics department. We have the 3-2-1 Gator way. It's kind of used across all departments here on campus, but for athletics, we have three roles. We want to excel as students. We want to obviously be good in the classroom, do well in the classroom, right? We should use proper English here. Excel as a student. We want to compete as an athlete. We want obviously championships, but we want to have smaller wins too along the way. So holding ourselves accountable, getting into the weight room, doing one more rep, get another goal, all that stuff we want to do. And then we want to give back as a community member. We want to make a lasting impact on campus and the greater community. I think we do all three of those things very well here. We have two core values. We want to compete with grit. We want to have that passion. We want to get into it every single day. And we want to lead with gratitude in all things that we do here on campus in the greater community. And then we have one mentality. And that is one team. We're united in purpose, pride, and accountability. These are things that are very important to us. They're not just something that's written on the wall. This is stuff that we live every day. So for all you guys, Dylan, I'll start with you. What has Sage taught you? How has Sage taught you to compete with grit?
To compete with grit. Honestly, I got this mostly from my coaches. I mean, they just do a great job of teaching us that, just teaching us to compete with integrity, with grit, to give it your all. Don't hold anything back, like that sort of mentality. Honestly,
Yeah, that's great. So, like, obviously, Dylan, you do the decathlon, so that is a lot of events. So you can't hold back, right? You got to give everything to everyone, right?
yeah, yeah. Every single one, I can't hold back a single time. I could lose points. Have a slower race or anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what about you? How's Sage taught you to compete with grit?
I would say through my team. I was out this past season and it was hard for me to be on the sidelines, but one thing that kept me inspired and kept me motivated to get back on the field was watching my team compete every day, even though we had injuries, illness, their battle after battle, everybody always showed up. And that just inspired me to keep going through what I was going through.
Awesome. Naya, what about you? What can you tell us about?
Um, how important mental toughness and resilience are. There's always going to be challenges, setbacks, but we learned how to keep pushing anyways.
Nice. Excellent. What about gratitude for you guys? What's an example of gratitude playing a role in your athletic journey? Dylan, what can you say about that?
Um, how gratitude played a role in my athletic journey. Um, I would say I've always just, well, me personally, I've always been grateful to sorry, not my athletes, my teammates, um, but also um, my coaches have been pretty. Um, they've been grateful like back to me and to the other teammates that I have, just for showing up every day at practice. They really appreciate that, and they emphasize the importance of just showing up to practice at the bare minimum, at least showing up and participating.
Yeah, it goes back to that community we were talking about, right? It's you
Hmm.
guys cheering on for each other, showing that love, helping each other out. So love that.
Hmm.
So what about gratitude? You kind of maybe touched on it a little bit. Obviously you had a tough year being out. But gratitude to you. You stayed with it all year. You're a true leader on the sideline. You helped us in hard times. You helped us, in easy times too, obviously. But tell us a little bit about gratitude for your athletic journey.
I think my athletic journey has been a little different since I transferred. I was hurt, I missed a year. So I think that opens your eyes to a lot of like what the game means to you. So every day I'm just grateful that I get to step on the field and play the game that I love with the people that I love. And if I hadn't come to stage, I wouldn't have the friends that I have today. I wouldn't have the relationships that I have today. So that's why I feel grateful when I play every day.
Nice, excellent. Anaya, what about you?
I would say it's taught me to appreciate every opportunity because I didn't have to be out there, but I chose to be out there and to give it my all.
Love that. Keep doing that. Since you're graduating too, we still got to do it, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's change transition to some competitive excellence. As you can see on your screen right now is our baseball team, 2026 Empire 8 champions. They were the regular season champions as well as the conference tournament champions. We are extremely proud of them. It's a young program. So to accomplish that in a short time is amazing. You can see all the smiles on their face, what it means to them. Matt Marsh, coach this year, new coach this year, had his team flying. Him and his staff were coach of the year. They were also ranked as high as 11th, I believe, in the national standings, and obviously made the national tournament, the NCAA tournament, as the tournament champions. Some other recent accomplishments. Our men's basketball team had a great year as well. They were the regular season champions. Khalil Notman, as you can see on your screen right there, was Defensive Player of the Year. Brian Barnes and his staff were also named Coaching Staff of the Year. In esports, we had the 2025 Fall ECAC Tournament Champions in Valorant, I believe it was. And then our men's golf coach, Kevin Kane, was also named Coach of the Year. And I believe we had a second place finish for one of our golfers in the year before a first place finish overall year. So that was great to see. Some other notable stuff you can see at the bottom of your screen, Capital District Sports Women of the Year. We had a number of those recipients. That is somewhat of a new program. I think it started in 2019. So we had the winner in 2021, 2024, and 2025. And those ladies span across a number of different sports. And you can see baseball, basketball, esports, golf this year. It is across the entire board from all of our sports that are doing well. Dylan might speak about this in a second, but track broke 27 school records this year, which is absolutely phenomenal. So we're having success across all of our sports. And that kind of ties back into the culture that we promote here, the work ethic that these kids put in. It's not just talent, it's a little bit of all that goes into it. So, Anaya, how does team success motivate individuals within the program? Obviously, you got three sports to pick from. So talk about that experience.
So I'll talk about the basketball experience. We were progress driven. So any little set of progress that we have completed was always like a sticker on the board. We always like we were motivated because everyone wants to contribute and help continue that success, especially setting the standard from the previous year of making the championship. We always want to keep making it and like keep going farther.
Nice. Yeah, Coach Branch had those stickers, and I yelled at him. I want the scratch and sniff stickers next year. Uh, make it a little bit better for me as I walk by the office.
Hmm.
So what goes into building a championship level culture?
I would say it's the people that you have on your team. Um, we're looking, obviously, we're looking to build a culture that is going to last for a really long time, well after we're gone. And I think that takes everybody to buy into it, to really care about it, love what they're doing, and believe in themselves and each other. I think that's what it takes to build a champion. And I think we're going to do that this year. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. All right, you heard it first. Self's guaranteeing that victory. Love that. Thanks, yourself. Dylan, how do coaches and teammates push each other to improve every day?
Yeah, so to push each other every day, this always happens in practice, whether it be the teammates just being super competitive, like friendly, but yeah, still competitive. Hey, do you want to race? And just comparing to each other. And also, the coaches do a good job of this as well. Um, they're always just pushing us in any way, giving a lot of feedback, and they change up workouts often, kind of just like keep it fresh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I love when you and a teammate can kind of have a little fun, right? Put a
Yeah.
little something on the line, whoever gets there first wins this, that, something like that. Definitely helps push the envelope a little further. Love that. So, shameless plug time. This is the women's soccer team winning the championship back in 2021. You can see it was COVID. We had those masks on, but it didn't take away from our championship in any way. Again, shameless plug. Proud to say that we were ended up ranked 25th in the nation this year. So it was a phenomenal feat for the soccer team and the campus as a whole in the athletics department. Um, Wonderful time. Just to kind of push a little bit further. In this picture, you see a bunch of doctors, teachers, physical therapists, occupational therapists, coaches as well. So I'm extremely proud of this team, and I can't wait to have another championship with Sophia next year. Some other recent accomplishments, some of the bigger ones, we've had All-Americans here at Sage. Some recent ones, Sarita Farhaj with women's basketball back in 2022, 2023. Ariana Pappas for softball, 23. Amy Stevens for field hockey in 23. And then Joe Johnson for men's lacrosse, both in 2024 and 2025. This is another example of what goes into being an athlete here at Sage. You got to put everything in to reach an All-American. That is the top tier, the standard. And we're extremely proud of them. But we've also had a number of other athletes have individual awards with all region accolades, CASITA academic, all district members as well. Plenty of Empire 8 Conference award winners, first team, second team, third team. The list goes on and on. So it's nice to see, obviously, again, across all sports, finding success, both as individuals and a team. So, Sophia, how does Sage help athletes pursue both individual and team success?
I would say that a lot of it comes through your coaches and your team culture. Every day we push each other to be better. We want to see them be better as a teammate, better for your team, but also we want to see each other be successful as individuals. And we're always putting the team before ourselves, and in return, you're always going to get something out of that for yourself. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thanks. Dylan, how important is support from teammates in achieving personal milestones? You had a few of those this year, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I was just talking about the support it's just everything, at least to me. I could think one time in particular. Um, this is a common thing with the long jump. People start like a clap and they get like a rhythm going, and you kind of like speed it up until they jump. It's awesome. It really gets the adrenaline going. Um, and I did that. My teammates, my coaches were right there, and it's everything I needed. I jumped probably it was at least over a foot farther than I've ever jumped before, just from doing that and my teammates being there supporting me.
Excellent. Great to hear. I guess now that's the secret, right? A little slow clap. That's all we got to
It
do.
is.
All improve.
It is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that into practice next year for sure. Naya, what motivates you personally to continue improving?
What motivates me personally is that every challenge is just helping me become stronger, not just as an athlete, but as a person. As a three-sport athlete, I learned that growth comes from pushing yourself, even when things, get difficult. And that mindset keeps me going every single day.
Excellent. Awesome growth mindset. Stealing that from Coach Barnes right there, aren't you?
Yep.
Nice. So let's talk about academics for a second. Gators in the classroom. Uh, this is a pretty big stat that I'm going to read right here. RSC student athletes have maintained a 3.0 or higher GPA for 29 consecutive semesters. Okay. That is a huge thing, right? It is very hard to do that in college. Why we're balancing athletics and everything else that you have to do in class as a student here in college. So to be able to do that for 29 consecutive semesters is absolutely huge. I think one of the reasons why we do that, we have small class sizes here at Sage, and then the professors get to know our students personally. Our professors are invested in our student athletes. They help them out when they have to miss class for games and all that good stuff. They make accommodations for us. So we're truly appreciative of all of our professors that help us out. The Empire 8 Presidents list that you see on your screen as well, that is a big, big thing as well. You have to have a 3.75 GPA. Back in 2025, the spring of 2025, 100 athletes and 13 teams were honored. In the fall of 2024, 109 Gators were on that list, and then 18 teams were honored. We just got our grades the other day, so I don't know what it's going to be for this year, but I expect it to be in that same range. And we're extremely proud of our student athletes to do that. Question for all you guys. How manageable is balancing academics and athletics at Sage? So, why don't you lead us off?
Yeah, I'll go first. It's absolutely manageable. Kind of like we've touched on already, you choose to be an athlete when you're at Sage, and part of being an athlete comes with the responsibility of being not just okay in the classroom, but excellent. And I think all of our teams on campus try to emphasize that every day. A lot of our classes, or at least a lot of mine are filled with athletes, and it's kind of cool because obviously we support each other when we're on the field or on the court or on the track, but then we're also in the classroom together, pushing each other to be better, working on projects together. So it's a culture that involves not just sports, but also athletics or academics, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that. Academic excellence is expected here. We want our students to succeed, not only on the field, but obviously in the classroom. So, yeah, great point for sure. Dylan, what about you? How manageable is it for you to balance academics and athletics?
Yeah, very manageable. Like you were saying, actually, Coach, um, all of my professors were extremely reasonable and accommodating whenever I had a game coming up. They would let me either join another section or whatever I needed in that time, and that honestly is what got me through. That's what got me through the semester. Because with that, I had a lot of meets, a lot of um, school time I had to be missing, and if I wasn't able to make that up, I would have struggled a lot more in this semester. So I'm just very thankful to them.
Yeah, it's great to have these professors that are accommodating like that. So if you have a meet on a Tuesday, you can't make that class, they'll welcome you into the next one on Thursday for sure. So shout out to all of our professors. Anaya, maybe can you add anything else to balancing academics and athletics?
Basically what they said, but also we did have a study hall program where if you were under a certain GPA or if you just wanted to be within the program, you were scheduled a certain time and you would sit in the study hall room for 2 hours, no distractions, just getting work done, making sure that you were staying on top of your work.
Yeah, very important for sure. I know a lot of teams do that. What about Anaya? What are you most proud of academically during your time here?
Most proud of how much my coaches were pushing me because sometimes I felt like it was too much and I wanted to give up. They did not let me. They always pushed me like, "Hey, I will sit here and help you like get through this stats work. Like whatever it takes is what we're going to do."
Nice. Not only going to help you work on your jump shot, but they're going to take care of your math work too, right?
Right.
Excellent, excellent. Dylan, what about you? What are you most proud of academically?
Academically, first off, I would say probably this semester all around. It's been my highest GPA here at Sage. and I'm also just so thankful to my coaches. Um, my head coach, Coach Reagan, she was keeping track. She was keeping good track of her athletes' grades, and she always said something like during when midterms came out. She said something to me. She was like, "Wow, your grades are really good. Like, keep it up."
Was she surprised? She didn't think you were gonna have good grades or something?
Yeah, no, it was pretty surprising. Um, no, I mean it was just so at least at midterms, it gives you a little bit of a false sense of hope. I was at 4.0 during midterms. It's still still very high, but after some test grades came in, it wasn't quite 4.0 this semester.
Sounds pretty good to me, that's for sure.
Thank you.
So, what about you? What are you most proud of?
Definitely my GPA, but I also just got an internship with Broadview Federal Credit Union in their legal department, which is a huge door open for me for my future career, and I definitely wouldn't have achieved that without using my network in not only the athletic community but also our campus community. Like I said, I used the career center. My professors were all really helpful. Obviously, you, Garrett, were able to be a reference for me. So definitely, if I weren't at Sage, I would not have had that opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, guys. This is something I'm proud of, and then just kind of Soph on the right side here with her teammate Madison Albanese. This was from our honors convocation that just happened a couple weeks ago. This is a big deal. For those that don't know, honors convocation is awards for basically all of our departments. And we had 15 student athletes acknowledged at the honors convocation. So why don't you tell us what was your award for and how important is academic success within team culture?
My award was, I think it was called the Eli Whirlin Award, and it was just for being a successful student in the business department in pre-professional studies. This award really meant a lot to me because it allows me to further my academic success. And in the sense of our team culture, I ran our team study hall this past year, so I sat with a lot of the freshmen and some transfers twice a week, maybe sometimes more for a couple hours, and we did work together. And we also it would kind of be other girls would come, so we would be kind of supporting each other if people have taken classes and need help. We were always able to help each other out. So everybody knows that we all want to see each other be successful, and a part of being on the women's soccer team at Sage means being successful in the classroom and not only mediocre, but being excellent and being a good role model for those under us.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love seeing, especially on our bus trips when we head out to away games. A lot of kids on our team are in the same major, so they have similar classes or they took the class the year before, kind of thing. So when a freshman's struggling, we have those upperclassmen that go and help them and kind of be a in-house tutor, right, without having to go find an actual tutor. So it's great to see. Dylan, how has Sage prepared you professionally for your future career?
I would say one of the top things that's prepared me for my career was um, this last semester in particular. Once again, I had an internship with our new strength and conditioning coach, Joe. He's also one of our athletic trainers, so he's really smart. He does a lot, and the work that I've done with him and working with a bunch of our sports teams has been amazing because I'm hoping to be a strength and conditioning coach one day very soon. And that experience was just invaluable, and I just needed it to know whether this was something I wanted to pursue or not.
Awesome. Yeah, Joe is an encyclopedia of knowledge, isn't he? And
He
just
is.
he just knows everything. He's too smart for his own good. He's a handsome fella too, so it makes me jealous.
I think he's better than Google. Honestly, he has the answers faster.
He does. He does. You're right. I like that. Anaya, how have athletics helped you improve your discipline or time management academically?
It's completely changed the way I've managed my time and my responsibilities. When you're balancing practices, games, workouts, classes, I quickly learned that procrastination doesn't really work anymore. So like just staying organized, basically.
Yeah, procrastination gets it done, but it doesn't get it done well, does it?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So why don't we talk about day in the life of a student athlete? As you can see on the left here, this is just a mock schedule for a kid. You got classes throughout the day, you got individual lifts, you got all that good stuff. But really, it gets busy as a student athlete. All right, you have, like I said, class. You got to eat. You got to keep your nutrition high. You got breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that good stuff. You might have a team lift or a strength training session with Coach Joe. You got individual workouts or some technical training. We have an indoor turf facility here that a lot of kids use to work on their individual skills. Obviously, the basketball gym for our basketball players and volleyball players. You're going to have practice every day and games, obviously, a couple times a week. There might be video review that these kids have to do. And then obviously, you have that homework and those study halls that everyone was talking about. And then hopefully, we're having some fun. So there's a lot that goes into being a student athlete. So they definitely learn time management, discipline, responsibility, all that good stuff. Um, so why don't we talk about how, what a typical day looks like for you guys? Dylan, you want to start first?
Sure, yeah, I could start us off. Yeah, I might have a little bit of a unique perspective, or a unique day. I'm a commuter, so my drive isn't too bad. It's about 20-25 minutes to both Albany and Troy campus. Um, but yeah, I drive in the morning, sometimes 8 a.m., sometimes like a little bit later classes. Um, After class, sometimes I have a little downtime. I usually use our fitness centers. We have one on both campuses. Um, I do want to backtrack slightly because you did mention nutrition here. I do make sure 9 times out of 10, usually 10 times out of 10, that I'm getting a breakfast in. I learned that from one of our awesome professors that taught me A&P. So never skip breakfast. Very important, especially as an athlete. And then as the day goes on, most of my classes out of the way in the morning, mid afternoon, and then for track, usually our practices are in the afternoon. And then when that's all done, I either head on to the trainers or I head home after that.
Nice. Thanks. So why don't you tell us about your day?
Yeah, so I usually have classes in the mornings and afternoons. So I'll wake up, kind of like Dylan said, I always make sure to have breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. I'll go to class. In between classes, I'll either try to get some homework done while I have time or go grab something for lunch. We practice at night, so that's kind of nice because I'm able to plan out my day and get done what I need to get done most of the time before practice. So after class, I'll usually try to get more homework done, get a quick snack, and head to the trainers to get some treatment right before practice starts. About to be a senior, so my body's getting old, so the trainers have definitely been a great resource for me. So then I'll head to practice. Like I said, it's usually about 2 hours, so I head there like probably about a half hour before practice starts, grab some equipment if I need to. We'll have practice till maybe 8 p.m. I'll head home. Usually I have dinner made already, so I'll have dinner, get ready for the next day, kind of look ahead what needs to be done for the week, and yeah, if we have a game that day, I'll play the game. If we're away, I'll usually try to get some work done on the way home as well. And I try to get to bed at a somewhat decent time every night. So yeah, it's a pretty typical day.
Nice. No, yeah, we're gonna switch gears, because Soph just said she has dinner usually made for her, so she does some meal prep. Maybe that helps her stay organized and balanced and all that good stuff with time management. So, Naya, how do you stay organized with everything with a busy schedule?
I normally keep my calendar like on deck, reminders and planners to like stay organized.
Perfect. Yeah, so like kind of like what I have on the screen here, you got everything kind of scheduled for yourself.
Yes, especially because sometimes I won't have a chance to eat like a full meal. I would just like get a snack before, both practices or just one practice, depending on what part of the season it is.
I gotcha. Yeah, definitely gets busy. You gotta plan everything for sure, and having that time management skill and those organization skills go a long way for sure. Um, Let's talk about some support systems. You guys have already mentioned a bunch of these things, but we have athletic training obviously here. We have Alex, Carly, and Joe. I think if you ask all of our student athletes here, this might be their favorite place on campus to hang out in the athletic training room. Shout out to all three of them. They do phenomenal work. Strength conditioning, Dylan brought up. We got Coach Joe leading that charge now. We got a nice new weight room, varsity weight room for all of athletes that seem to be loving it. Academic support services. We talked about study halls that teams do, but we also have the writing center. We have tutors on campus. We got plenty of faculty support, and then we have some coaches dedicated to helping up some of our athletes that need some additional help, which is great. Mental performance is something I think someone mentioned earlier. We have counseling services here on campus. I know they've worked with teams and individuals, but we also had some outside specialists come in. I know for women's soccer specifically, this past year, we had a former player of mine that now is a practicing psychologist. So she was able to come in and help us out. She played obviously soccer. She's closer in age to the team. So those unique perspectives really went a long way within our team. Nutrition, Dylan shout out an AP professor, but I'll take a shout out to Dr. Teresa DiLorenzo. She's done some work with us. I'm hoping to help her or have her back and do some more work with the department. She really gives us some good information when it comes to nutrition. Alumni network, and shout out to Fran who opened up this webinar. She does a great job with our alumni, but each team has alumni games. That connection to our alumni really helps out with professional networking and opportunities. I know maybe Soph will talk about this, but she wants to be a lawyer. We have a couple lawyers on our team, so she can probably reach out to them and make those connections, which is great. So Dylan, let's start with you. How accessible are coaches and staff when you need help? Obviously there's all this staff that's in front of you, but obviously you talked about your coaches. Talk a little bit more maybe about Joe or anyone else you want to talk about.
Yeah, that's a great question. Both, well, Joe and my particular sport specific coaches, they're accessible like almost whenever you need them, almost even when they're sleeping too. Joe, I have his phone number, and he responds quickly. Even if he doesn't, you'll almost always find him or one of the athletic trainers in the training room. Um, I'm not too sure what the hours of our training room are. Um, it's usually about similar each day, but they're open a very long time. They're very accessible. Um, and then also my coaches in particular, they've been so flexible, especially this last year. Um, I've had my coaches even asked me a few times. Once I mentioned like I can't make the practice, so like, hey, is there another time that you could come? And they'll either show up or they'll already be there, um, either on the outside track or the inside facility that we have.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Going back to Alex, Carly, and Joe, those guys work 24/7. I think that's why they're loved here, obviously and adored by all of our student athletes. You guys are doing great work. Keep it up, E3. Soph, have you ever experienced a moment where Sage support systems really helped you?
There's been many times. I would say that there isn't an area on this list that I haven't used, especially the athletic training. When I was coming back from my injury and first starting to practice again, they were with me every step of the way, making sure that my body felt good, but also that my mind felt good. And also the academic support services that our professors are always making sure that we know that they're there for us, not just when it comes to school, but also in life. I've had not just one mentor, but many mentors in the academic support services at Sage.
Great. Thanks for sharing. Anaya, what makes the sport at Sage feel personal?
It makes it very personal because people, like coaches and staff, they truly take time to know you beyond just an athlete or a student. A good example is Professor Cole. She got to know every single one of us, how we learn, our schedules, and she's just a great example of a great support system.
Shout out to Pam Coe, our faculty athletic representative. Great person. Love that lady. Some more support systems and professional readiness. Obviously, here at Sage, the goal is for every student to graduate and be prepared for college or life beyond college. We want to emphasize leadership, communication, professionalism, all that good stuff. So we have career services. They help us out with resume, cover letter, all that stuff, like mock interviews. I know Soph has mentioned it. She's gotten some help from them. SAC, our student athlete advisory committee. These people will represent student athletes here on campus. Student government, Soph is part of. There's plenty of leadership opportunities outside athletics on campus. Team fundraising, sports team initiatives, teaches important life skills. Same with social media. It showcases team culture and connects to the greater community. Obviously, social media isn't going away. A lot of businesses look for that now. So it's an important part for professional readiness. Um, for all you guys, how have networking or career development opportunities benefited you? So if you want to take this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I can kind of talk about social media a little bit. And being a business major, your network is everybody. There's nobody that you meet that you might not you might need to use them one day, and that's important. So I've actually this semester really focused on building my network and utilizing the people in my network to help each other gain opportunities. So on the social media side, I've kind of learned how to improve my LinkedIn and make more connections and shout people out and kind of stay connected with other people in this age community that might not be athletes but are students that I see every day.
Very cool. Anaya, what's something outside athletics that has shaped your college experience?
Attending the different events and workshops that Sage provides, especially for my internship, it was mandatory for us to go to certain workshops and learn about different fields of study that even if we weren't going to participate, it helped me like get a better understanding of different things.
Is that like the RSC classes are kind of what you're talking about?
Um, Not the RSC classes. I mean, that could help, but it was more something like this where it was like a panel and people would just like present and answer
Mhm.
questions basically.
Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. Excellent. Yeah, the extra stuff that we do. So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, perfect. So let's talk about community service real quick. Um, Obviously, it's very important. It's part of our pillars, our 3-2-1 program, Gator Way. Community service is very important for us. Here you have the Making Strides Breast Cancer Walk. We walk for Ann King, a former employee here every year up in Washington Park. There's Morgan's Message. A couple teams have taken part of that. Yards for Yardley is something we do every spring through SAC. Extra Life is a program that our esports program does. It's a 24-hour live stream every year. Gatorade up top is something women's soccer does that all the campus kind of gets out and helps out for. We kind of mess around with different charities every year. Ronald McDonald House is close to us, and I know a bunch of teams help out there. Community service, again, it builds leadership, it's perspective on life, and it's something that all of our teams like to do to give back to the community. So why is community service important within Sage Athletics? Dylan, can you take that?
Yeah, why it's important for us. Um, it's just great. I've worked with the Ronald McDonald House even before coming to Sage. Uh, I just love it. It makes you feel great, and it's just awesome being able to give back to the community. Um, Sometimes when you're in like I would say like a safe position, um, like you're not struggling right now, sort of thing, and you're able to help people that are, helping out each other, I think is just it's great. It's really what builds our community. Um, and it brings us closer as teammates as well, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a great way to live your life, right? Helping other people out for sure.
Yeah.
So, can you add anything to that?
Yeah, definitely. I think once you're part of the Sage community, you're also part of the community that's around Sage, whether you're in Albany or Troy. And every team makes an emphasis on giving back to the people that have built what's around us and what have given so much for us, set the stage for us. And I think that's why Sage, it's in Sage only, they don't only focus on community service just on athletics. We also have classes that are for community service, and they allow us to connect our community service experiences with our potential careers, which is another great way to just keep community service in our lives.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Keep moving here. So let's talk about what it means to be a Sage student athlete here, at Russell Sage. As you can see from some of these pictures, lots of smiles going on, lots of team bonding, camaraderie, and all that good stuff. I think, if anything, what happens with our students here and our athletes here, you develop lifelong relationships with your teammates. For many students, athletics becomes a home away from home. And this becomes, their family for life. So it's always great to see really kids bonding and getting together and quickly coming together as a freshman. And that leads, 50 years down the road, smiling and laughing with a teammate when you guys get back together. So for you guys, Dylan, what does being a Sage student athlete mean to you?
Um, it means everything. Again, it's a great sense of community. Um, as we talked earlier, it means that we compete with grit, with integrity. We don't cheat, we don't cut corners. I really appreciate and enjoy like when we have athletes come back. We've had one or two come back and kind of be an assistant coach. They are graduated with their bachelors. Sometimes they're still here for like graduate programs, and they come back to support us either at practice, at games, and they're always welcome to. Um, yeah.
Awesome. Anaya, how would you describe the culture at Sage to a prospective student?
Um, Very supportive, very welcoming, because nothing is given to us. We all work our butts off to, have this culture. We all come together for certain events. We're always at every single game, even if it's not our sport or a sport that we know of. And we're just all one big family.
Yes, Anaya, you can speak pretty closely on that one. You talk about being at every single game. How many games did you go to this year?
I actually have no clue. I think I've been to at least every single like home game.
What did you win at our award ceremony?
Fan of the year.
End of the year. Absolutely. Number one fan, Anaya Kelly. Absolutely. Love seeing you at stuff. So why Sage? All right. You're not just a number here. You are one of us, right? You're part of a community. We have a competitive environment here, not just obviously on the field, but in practice, in the weight room. As Dylan mentioned, that race that you want to do with a friend, in the classroom as well. We have leadership development. We have an opportunity to make an immediate impact, whether it's a up and coming team or an established team like baseball. There was I think rookie of the year and a pitcher of the year, so great stuff there. We talked about strong academics and all the support that you have. Facility upgrades is a big thing that's starting to happen now, especially with the merger with Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. I'm proud to say this summer, June 15th, we're going to be breaking ground on a new turf field. So we'll have a nice new turf field for a bunch of sports come this fall. And you're really building those real relationships that last a long time. So it's a wonderful place to be, a wonderful place to work, wonderful place to learn and grow and become a student athlete and a true professional and great person once you leave these doors after you graduate. Dylan, where do you see Sage Athletics continuing to grow?
I know this is a great time because we're kind of working towards a merger right now. So Sage Athletics just it is going to grow. Um, I see it continuing to grow, at least with track and field that I've been with. I've also spent time this fall semester. I was on the esports team as well. Their team, they actually have quite a few members, but I think that's really starting to grow as esports is becoming like a lot more popular now. And we actually got a lot of new recruits. We had a lot of new freshmen on our track team this year. So, and that's very important that that grows. we could always get more relays, more relay races, and just have a whole bigger team. It's just always great having that.
Perfect. Excellent. So if you could go back in time, would you choose Sage again and why?
Yeah, if I could go back, I definitely would have chosen to come to Sage my freshman year. I think it's the people that really make the place when you're at Sage, and the relationships that I've made only in my 3 years at Sage are going to be lifelong friendships. And obviously, having your support from day one has meant everything to me, and you have helped me grow as a person and as an athlete in every way. So I definitely would have chosen Sage in the first place if I could go back.
Appreciate that, Soph. I'm glad you ended up coming here, and we're looking forward to seeing what we do next year for sure. Anaya, why is this an exciting time to be part of Sage? I know you just graduated, but you can talk about that a little bit.
It's very exciting because, you talked about it earlier. Our sports is really evolving. There's a lot for Sage's future. A lot of progress has been made within like every single program, and I'm so proud of every single team. And I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future.
Big things, right? Big things. That's what we're going to be doing. Final questions for all three of you guys. Dylan, what's one thing you hope people remember about Sage Athletics after this Q&A?
Something that I hope that you take with you, something that you can remember, is just our community is awesome. Make sure you ask for help. We have it, we give it. As long as you ask for it, we could be there. Our professors, our teammates, our coaches, they're all very personable, outgoing, and they love to help in like any way that they can.
Perfect. Great answer. Thanks very much. Anaya, what are you most grateful for from your experience here at Sage?
I'm most grateful for the people I've met and the relationships I built within my teammates and coaches. The support from everyone has just meant everything to me.
Perfect. Love that. Lifelong friendships, right?
Yeah.
So, easy one for you. You ready? Finish this sentence. Sage Athletics is
Awesome!
awesome. Love that. Yeah, nice. All right. Well, you three, I do appreciate your time. Thanks for spending the afternoon, the lunch hour with us. Fran, I don't know if there's been any questions that come in. I don't know if you saw that at all, but that is
Good.
all about Sage Athletics. Happy to answer any questions that people may have. But if not, thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you for learning about Sage Athletics, and we hope to see you on the field supporting us sometime soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Cobb. We don't have any questions in the chat, but if anyone does have any, now's the time to ask them because we are at time. I also want to thank our three fantastic student athletes and recent graduate. The semester is over. They care so much about this program, this is really the true representation of the community at Sage that they are a fantastic representation of. So thank you all for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And it doesn't look like we have any questions, so we will end the session there. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you at the next Proudly Sage webinar.
Bye, everyone.